Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. This article comes to you guys from geekwire.com. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So that didn't take long. Verizon is speaking up. And I felt like they would. If you guys follow my ex, I put a poll to see who would go to the national advertising division, right? And I had a feeling Verizon would speak up first, because I believe that T-Mobile is going to spend a large amount of their marketing and their go-to-market campaign, right, a large amount of money on the best network claim, right? We're going to start seeing that everywhere. I mean, if you log into T-Life, you're seeing it before you get into T-Life, T-Mobile's best network. You're probably going to see that on all digital platforms. You're going to see it all over TV. So T-Mobile is, I mean, they're in tunnel vision right now. Best network. Verizon is saying not so fast. So Mike Sievert, during the presentation at the live event, stated that drive testing is a part. It plays a part in everything, but he says it's not the best way to test, right? You only have like maybe 50 users that are drive testing. He is saying that the Ookla testing is better, right? There's more users. It's happening in real time. It's real users. Verizon says no. Verizon is saying no. They're saying drive testing, what Root Metrics does, is way more accurate than anything else. That's what Verizon is saying, right? Just to be straightforward, they're saying no. They're disputing T-Mobile's claim. In other words, and that's what T-Mobile said would happen. They said Verizon and AT&T are going to use alternate claims. They're going to dispute, and that's exactly what's happening, right? So we'll see, right? I figured this would really get Verizon riled up, right? This would get them upset. T-Mobile is after a 12-year quest now claiming the best network, right? The biggest 5G, fastest 5G, cool. Verizon really couldn't dispute it because they just didn't have the scale. But now T-Mobile saying best network, that's a tough one, because now, as I've said before, from an average consumer perspective, they're not going to break it down like, is it LTE, is it 5G, is it reliability, is it coverage? When you say best network, they're just going to think they're on the best network. If they have an LTE phone, 5G phone, whatever the case, they're just going to think they're on the best network. And that's what I think Verizon has the biggest problem with. T-Mobile now just claiming the best network when there's still LTE out there, and when we're still talking about coverage from a geographic square mile perspective, right? So this is, I don't think this is the end of it. I think Verizon is going to continue to push back. I would not be surprised if Verizon does their own marketing campaign pushing back against this, because that's why I would wanted T-Mobile to wait a little until they had that coverage gap like really closed once and for all. But they did it prematurely anyway. And I get the reason behind it, because they want to start getting that into the consumer's mindset, right? And that takes a while. You can't just start a campaign and expect it to work right away, right? It's going to take several months for this to get into the consumer perception, right? And they want to change the consumer's perception once and for all. They really want to get the consumer to change their mind about T-Mobile's network, right? So that's why they're doing it now. But Verizon fights back. They're saying not so fast. Drive testing is the most accurate way to test networks. That's what Verizon is stating. We'll see how big they go on this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. See y'all in the next one. Peace.